This year, audiences worldwide will step into the gritty and electrifying streets of Johannesburg with City of Gold, a South African epic film destined to leave an indelible mark on global cinema. A tale of power, survival and fractured humanity, this riveting feature promises to transport viewers into the heart of a city where ambition clashes with morality and every choice carries a heavy price. City of Gold is brought to life by the creative partnership of Baloyi and Fabien Martorell, both of whom are no strangers to creating stories that resonate globally. And now we're joined in studio by the City of Gold film producer Baloyi. Very good morning. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, when you speak of Joburg, there's just so much to say and there's so much to write about Johannesburg. You can write a book. You've created a film about Joburg. It underscores, the importance of the contrast that Joburg is known to be. It's a city of dreams. It's a city of shattered dreams. It's a city of vibrance and struggles at the same time. So what is that story that you wanted to tell through this film?
What we wanted to tell, or what we wanted to show, as you said, the city is a very seductive city, right? Like, there's a lot of promises that it holds, and a lot of people come to the city to explore or try and achieve their dreams. And that's what the movie is really about. It explores those ambitions. It talks about power as well, and just explores the city and how everyone always tries to conquer it.
And how does it reflect real-world issues of power, survival, and fractured humanity?
Well, so in its core essence, it follows the story of Somandla, who's played by Bonko Khoza, and the childhood trauma that he went through. So at the basis of it, it's basically how childhood traumas could influence our lives as adults and how we move through life. Yeah.
You've lived in Joburg for quite a while now, and how much of your experience of this vibrant city found expression in the writing, the creation, and the ultimate implementation of this film? Did you go about doing research? Did you ask around some of the famous residents around Joburg?
So, yes, we did do a bit of research, and some of it is lived experiences. As you said, I've been in the city for quite some time now.
Yeah.
And so some of it came through my own experiences of how I've experienced the city. And some of it is dramatized, obviously, as we are telling, as it's a movie. Some of it it's a bit overzealous, but it's mostly through some of our lived experiences between the actors, the writers, and the direction as well.
Yeah, and we were just chatting off camera about how much money you spent on security. Moving around the city of Joburg with, expensive equipment. Well, it suffices to mention that it's no dramatization because it is the reality of the rampant crime that is in Johannesburg. So just take us through, what kinds of elements that, encapsulated in you shooting this particular film and the production process and the kind of security that you engaged.
The director, Fabien, originally he's French, he's from France. So every time he's been here a couple of times, every time he comes, he keeps on saying how cinematic and beautiful the city is and the architectural design, the people, etc., right? And so in us conceptualizing the film or making the film, he really, really wanted to be deep in the city. Against my wishes at some point because of what you just stated. However, filmmaking is about being brave and telling those stories that no one really wants to tell or scared to do that. So we did take the leap of faith and we jumped and we did this movie. And yes, we did have to spend quite a bit on security, because also the other reason why we had to take security into consideration, this movie was 80% of it was shot at night. So we were shooting from like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So we're deep
Why
in the
at
city.
night? Was that intentional?
Because you cannot, you can, but it's really hard to recreate the night. When you're outside at night, you don't control the elements. So we we cannot fake the night. So that's why we had to shoot night for night.
Oh, okay, okay. And in what sense does the film contribute to conversations around urban survival and moral dilemmas?
I would say quite a lot, because you'll get to experience it with the actors, with the leads, because they go through that in the film. You know, they get to answer those questions that you're asking, because that's what they are trying to maneuver, basically.
All right, thank you so much for joining us now. Are you at liberty to tell us when we'll see the film? When is it opening?
Second quarter of this year, but we'll let you know of the exact date soon.
Okay, great stuff.
Thank you so much for
Great
having
chatting to you,
me.
man. Thank
Cheers,
you.
man.
All right, that was Baloyi, the City of Gold producer, talking to us about the City of Gold, which created something that's as gritty as it is poignant, as thrilling as it is heartfelt.